pitch, and it's bringing me out the dark. Finally, I can see you crystal clear. Go ahead and sell me out, and I'll lay your ship bare. See how I leave with every piece of you. Don't underestimate the things that I would do. There's a fire starting in my heart, reaching a fever pitch, and it's bringing me out the dark. The scars of your love remind me of us, keep me thinking that we almost had it all. The scars of your love leave me breathless, can't help thinking could have had it all. Rolling in the deep, had my heart inside of your hand, and you played it to the beat. Baby, I have no story to be told. I've had one on you, and I'm gonna make your head burn. Think of me in the depths of your despair. Make a home down there, 'cause mine sure won't be shared. The scars of your love remind me of us, keep me thinking that we almost had it all. Scars of your love leave me breathless, can't help thinking could have had it all. Rolling in the deep, had my heart inside of your hand. You played it to the beat. Throw your soul through every open door. Count your blessings, find what you look for. Turn my sorrow into treasure gold. Pay me back in kind, reap just what you sow. Could have had it all. Could have had it all. It all, it all, it all. Could have had it all. Ooh, rolling in the deep, had my heart inside of your hand, and you played it, you played it, you played it, played it to the beat.
Hi guys, we're here at Encore Chat. I'm here with Sue Polcer, who's a multi-talented person who plays piano, plays all different types of instruments, and mainly also does a lot in voice. And she's very schooled and very trained. And we're here just to get her advice and what she feels about the music business, the internet, a lot of different things we're going to talk about. And Sue, do me a favor, thanks. I want to find out, how long have you been playing? Like, give me back from when you started. How old? And work your way
I'll
up.
probably say 5.
Okay.
My mom played piano.
Okay, wow.
So I was around her playing. She tried to get me to take lessons, but of course I didn't want to learn from her, you know.
Yeah.
So I played by ear a little bit, so I kind of had that going on for me.
Okay.
But the school system I grew up in didn't have any music program. So there was no option to learn a band instrument like 4th grade, anything like that. So I took dance lessons, I got into that. And then when we moved in 7th grade, they had a great music program where I went to high school, and I picked up the flute. And then I started playing the piano, and from learning the flute, learning the notes on the flute, I was able to transfer it to the piano.
Okay.
And then I was just missing the bass clef, but
Yeah, that's all right.
yeah. And then I played around with a lot of different band instruments, saxophone. So
Okay.
flute and sax I still play.
Oh,
And then
great.
in high school I started taking piano and voice lessons.
Gotcha. Okay.
My high school mentor.
Okay. And now, how? I mean, did you see a big jump like once you started taking lessons of focus? And I mean, did it help you a lot?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you know.
Yeah. But the teacher matters too.
Okay.
Not every teacher is going to work for you.
Right. Okay.
And it's not a bad thing. It's just the connection.
Right.
And I had a flute teacher, a private flute teacher in middle school, high school. And I think she expected more out of me because she knew that I was in 7th grade where most of these kids had started in 4th grade.
Okay.
And she pushed me too hard and I hated it.
Okay.
And I can still hear my mom to this day yelling at me about, I'm going to send that flute back.
If you don't practice.
Yeah. But then it was more my band teacher in high school who I took a liking to more. And she
That inspired
really.
you, like jumped you.
Yeah, just in
Okay.
regular lessons in school. But then I would kind of stay after school and she'd show me a little bit more. You know, we'd go further ahead in the book so I could
Okay.
catch up.
Gotcha.
Okay. But yeah, I definitely saw a jump and
your
I learned
playing,
quickly. Because most of these kids were playing band instruments in elementary school,
Right.
where I had moved to. I started in 7th grade. So I went from last chair flute in 7th grade to second chair in 8th grade.
Wow, that's a
Yeah.
big jump. That's a real big jump.
Yeah.
Wow. Now you were saying something that was very interesting, and I really, want to touch on it too, which is, you said something that you never could stop learning.
That's right.
In that, and you made me laugh because you're talking about kids are in 7th grade and they think they know it all. I mean, which is kind of it's
Yeah.
funny, but
Yeah.
how touch on that? Like, no matter how much you play, I mean, you always learn from different teachers. You always learn from
Definitely.
different stuff, or
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
you never stop learning. You were saying actually, which is
No, and I still, to this day, I'm seeking out different instructors for piano.
okay.
Because I had a really, really close friend that I had met when I was on vacation in Cape May, great jazz piano player, and he passed away suddenly. And I got a short amount of time of lessons with him, and I learned so much from him, but there was so much more I could learn. So I'm trying to still seek out someone else who can take me past that
Step
for
further.
piano.
Gotcha.
Because I do a lot of cocktail hours, and I like to,
Okay.
enhance how I play.
Okay.
But I still study voice religiously.
Okay.
I try to see her every week if I can, if my schedule allows.
Well, you said something too to me, Sue, that's very interesting, and I want people out there to know this. Being a musician, a professional musician that Sue is, I mean, there's times when, like, if you notice now, she's drinking water. Why? Well, she also has a little problems with the change of seasons. And there's something she said which is very interesting, that she could be ill, but if you're trained properly, you still overcome that.
Yeah.
And that's an interesting statement. And I really want to, just do me a favor, touch on that, and tell me how,
The voice is part of your body. It's not a guitar that if you break the string, you can go and replace the string and the guitar is fine.
It's fun. Yeah. Yeah.
Your strings are your vocal cords, and it's part of your body. And if you abuse them, you have to wait until they get better. Just like if you skin your knee, or like an athlete who pulls a muscle or something like that, or if you neglect it and you are damaging to it, it can require surgery. And then most likely you're never going to be the same as far as singing goes.
Okay.
I mean, there's stories out there of so many professional singers who've had surgery and they're not the same, because
Right.
your vocal cords, when they come together, they have to come together smoothly. And if there's a polyp or something like that, that's when you're going to have a breakage in your sound, or you're going to squeak, or you're going to have a raspiness, So it's very important to get if you're going to be a singer and you want to be a professional singer, to get the right teacher who's going to train you properly.
Okay.
And it doesn't necessarily have to mean classically. I mean,
Right.
that does help. But if
Like
you
the
have a good
exercises
teacher,
and stuff like that.
it's all about your breathing and your connection and knowing your body and that. So, I went through an illness. I lost my voice a couple times, and I was able to get through my gigs because of what I learned from my teacher.
Okay.
I was able to vocalize enough so that I wasn't putting any strain on my voice. Yeah, my voice was taxed afterwards, but I got through the show.
What you needed
That's
to,
all that
yeah.
matters. I need to get paid.
That's why you're
Those people are expecting me to be there and
That's right.
expecting me to sing.
That's right.
So the
That's right.
voice, I think, is just, and it's probably why we all get called divas, because we're very, particular about the voice. But it's not like a saxophone that the
No.
pad falls out and you can glue a
No.
new one in.
No.
It's part of your body.
It's your body, yeah, your
And
instrument.
that's your instrument,
Absolutely.
and you got to take care of it. I had a voice student one time. She was a cheerleader, and she was really into cheer at her
Okay.
high school. And we worked on things with even how she would project her voice with that, so that she wasn't using too much muscular
Stress.
tension.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Wow.
But it really is, important to get, if you're going to be a singer, to really get a good vocal coach that is going to train you with your breathing. Your breathing is
Key,
what,
isn't
yeah.
it? Yeah.
If you're not connecting your breath, then you're using too much muscle, and then you're going to have problems.
How do you incorporate, like, what do you think, what's your take on the internet? Now, I mean, we've grown up,
Yeah.
you know, how we musicians, you studied, you learned, you played, you self-taught, whatever it may be. And this internet is such a new, when I say new, it's a different avenue now, which has also, in my opinion, I personally feel it's hurt the industry a lot in certain ways.
Yeah.
But there's also pluses to it.
What I do like about the internet now is that I can go and get a piece of digital sheet music where I used to have to go get in my car and drive to a store. Now I know that's going to hurt people.
No, okay. Go ahead. Yeah.
But it does help in a jam. Like if you're like, oh, I need something really quick, or you need to listen to a song.
Right.
You don't have to go to the record store to buy it. Now that is hurting businesses where people would go in and buy an album. Nobody really buys CDs anymore.
No.
They go on iTunes and get everything.
Yeah.
And even if you don't even need to listen to the whole song, iTunes gives you a decent amount of time to listen to a song. You're like, oh, okay, I know what key that's in. I'm good, you know.
Yeah. Okay.
But as far as tutorial stuff goes, I'm sure there's excellent, you know, lesson type things on the internet. That's great if you can't get out, but I think you really need to be in front of somebody. You need to have someone showing you what to do. You need to have somebody to tell you what you're doing wrong.
Yes.
The video's
Very
not
good.
going to tell you what you're doing wrong, and how are you going to know if you're doing it wrong?
That's correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good. That's what I wanted to hear.
Yeah.
Because it's true.
And
You
you're
know,
not
you need
gonna
theory.
learn.
It's like, you know, you can see a piano part and do everything, but if you don't know why you're doing it,
Right.
it's just not.
Yeah, there's a lot of piano videos out there, and they'll show you how to start playing, you know, chords and this and that, but maybe you're not using the right finger positions, you
Right.
know, and just the basic stuff. You really need to start from the beginning.
The foundation.
It's tough for adults too, because I've had a lot of adult students. They want to be like that. They want to know how to play the instrument immediately.
Yeah.
But it's tough because you got to start from scratch. You have to learn, you know,
Yeah, build that foundation.
whatever the instrument is.
Yeah.
I personally wouldn't go for instruction on the internet. I would definitely go find somebody that has a really good reputation, that you know, maybe somebody else recommends, and you know,
Yeah.
that's how
get it.
I've always, you know, found my
Who you were
teachers.
looking for,
Go to a place where you know that these teachers are qualified.
Yes. Yeah, they're good. Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
that's important. You need to know that.
Sure. There's good and bad in everything, I guess. You know,
There
it's just
is.
it's the old tradition. I just think it's values that we really like the kids are getting away from today. You know, I just feel myself there's a lot of everyone wants a quick result. And
Yeah.
you don't realize that, like with music, like your voice is your quality, your voice is your art. It's what people are hearing, what you put into it. You
That's
know what I
right.
mean?
Yeah.
And that's one of the few things left in life that you're not pressing a button to get.
No.
You know?
No, and the voice is special in that way, because it is not that you don't use any parts of your body to play other instruments, your hands, you know, you still, but it's inside your body. You can't, if it's broken, that's bad.
Yeah.
That's
It's not
that's
something you can
serious. Yeah.
fix.
And also one other thing when it comes to singing that I truly believe in is that they shouldn't start extremely young, because their body hasn't developed.
Right.
They don't have the wind capacity to support the tone.
Right. Okay. I was going to say, well, thanks, Sue. Thanks so
Thank
much for
you so
stopping
much.
by and saying.
Thank
And
you.
it's great seeing you
Yes,
again.
you too.
Absolutely. And guys, go check her out. Okay. There's going to be a link that's going to show a lot of stuff that she's done, and you could just check her out. And it's real important. And if you ever get out, go see her play. Please stop by. And that's it for here from Encore Chat, and wait for the next one. And we'll talk to you soon. Really put an effort in to learn an instrument. It's so important. Thanks again for lending an ear. Thanks for stopping in to Encore Chat. I'm Pete Schmeeds, that owns a small little store called Schmeeds Music, 831 Route 10 East in the Pine Plaza Shopping Center in Whippany, New Jersey. Thanks, guys, and stay in touch to see more videos to come.